Hey everyone, welcome to this episode of Ask Anna. So in this episode, we are lifting the veil on the size of the Miami condo market. Now I'm doing this video for two reasons. Number one, when discussing markets and their performance quarter over quarter, year over year, when you hear performance cited as a percentage increase or decrease, it is really, really important that you know the sample set, the size of the market that you're talking about. For instance, if a market has 4 sales one quarter, the next quarter has 5, that's a 25% increase, but it's just one more sale. So I seldom see this market, the luxury condo market specifically, reported alongside numbers that show the actual size of the market. Because when discussing markets and their performance, size really, really matters. And sorry, there's no other way to say that. So I might be using that phrase before warned. I might be saying size matters a lot in this video. And also I'm doing this video because I feel like a lot of buyers and investors are simply not informed as to how big the resale market is. They buy an asset thinking there's a market to sell into, and really it's that resale market's a lot smaller than they think it is. And circling back a tiny bit, I contributed to an article in this past fall edition of The Real Deal, great article by Frank Alvarado, and it's called The Condo Money Pit. And the article ends with me saying that buyers, etc., have no idea how small the resale market really is past certain thresholds. The luxury market is much, much smaller than most people think it is. So I wanted to sort of, expand upon that statement and really define what that market size is. All right, cool. Let me take my little percentage assistant here. We're going to start with this column shows Miami Beach sales distribution for condos through Q3. So it's Q1 plus 2Q plus Q2 plus Q3 2019. This shows price per square foot. This shows overall pricing. And over here we have the Miami market. So let's start with Miami Beach. Miami Beach per square foot, under $500 a square foot, which is this segment here, there were 908 sales, and this accounts for 64% of the market is under $500 a square foot. When we get to $1,000 a square foot, that's right here, that accounts for 8.6% of the market. There were 121 sales, and $2,000 per square foot starts here, and that accounts for only 19 sales at 1.3% of the market is over $2,000 a square foot. So next time someone tells you that Miami condos fly off the shelves at $2,000 a square foot, now you know it's only 1.3% of the market. And in fact, through Q3 2019, there was just one condo that sold over $3,000 a square foot, and that was at new construction in Fisher Island. I believe it was Palazzo de la Luna. Apologies if I'm mispronouncing it, but that was a pre-construction sale logged in the MLS, and that was the only one that sold over $3,000 a square foot in Miami Beach through Q3 2019. All right, let's look at overall pricing now for Miami Beach. Under 500,000 accounts for, right here, again, 67% of the market and 43% of active listings. So we have this phenomenon in the Miami Beach market. The lower you go in price, the healthier the market is. So here we have a market segment that's 67% of the whole market in terms of sales and only 43% of the active listing count. So that segment is doing relatively okay compared to others. When we get to $1 million plus, which is right here, we have 192 sales, which is 14% of the market and 21% of active listings. So it's a bit of a disbalance. 5 million plus starts here, and we have 23 sales at just 1.6% of the market and 3.3% of all active listings. So that's kind of where that disconnect is most pronounced. Having said all of this, though, Miami Beach luxury clears at reasonable prices when it's especially when it's on the ocean, which is where most of these sales are. You can make the argument that being oceanfront has intrinsic value, and we do see some absorption in the Miami Beach high-end market as prices have gotten more attractive this past year. On to Miami. In Miami through Q3 2019, there were 0 sales past $2,000 a square foot. 11 sales past $1,000 a square foot, accounting for 0.27% of the market, and under $500 a square foot, which is all of this here in Miami, accounts for 97% of the market. Now, again, it's human nature to report on expensive things. It's a lifestyles of the rich and famous type of phenomena, but to keep it real here, the city of Miami had 0 transactions over 2,000 square foot, and over 1,000, only 11 through Q3 2019. All right, if we look at overall unit pricing, again, city of Miami under 500,000 had 4,821 sales. That is 97% of the Miami market transacts below $500,000, which of course jives with median salaries in the city of Miami, which are not that high. And again, the point I made earlier holds: the lower you go in price, the healthier the residential markets are, because lower price points are price attainable, they're accessible to the local working population. It's when we get to price points that require outside money that we start to see market disconnects. All right, so back to Miami. Past $1 million, which is starting here, there were 132 sales, accounting for 1.9% of the market and 11% of all active listings. So that's a really big disconnect. $1 million plus in Miami was under 2% of all sales, but yet is 11% of active listings. And then over $5 million in the city of Miami is here, only 4 sales. It accounts for 0.1% of the market, but 7.6% of all active listings. And that's kind of a scary statistic when you have 4 sales at a price point for which there are 7.6, which accounts for 7.6% of all active listings. So anyways, everyone, here, this is the breakdown. So next time you hear stats saying a market segment is up a certain percentage, ask yourself if it's a tiny market segment, percentage change matters less than just the overall number. And to keep it real, Miami requires outside money for luxury purchases, and that market segment is a little bit challenged right now and is not nearly as big as all the press attention it gets would lead you to believe. But having said all of this, again, the Miami area is a vibrant, growing place. We have more people moving here. We have jobs coming. There's just been this disconnect in the luxury residential condo market. All right, hope this was informative. Wishing everyone an awesome day.